Wanted a regular live, but we're getting a horizontal live. What is up, everybody? Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? What's going on? What's everybody up to? Welcome in. Can you all hear me? Let me get some W's in the chat if y'all can hear me. Throw up a W. Throw up a W for the win. Let's go. How are you doing today? Every is Buddy. I'm doing swell. I'm doing swell. We are here inside a Pirate News headquarters, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are y'all doing? Let's go. I got a little story to tell today, guys. I got a little story to tell. My name has been thrown around one too many times, brought up in one too many conversations, and the implications of what has gone down and how it is not the way. And I'm tired of being quiet. It's been some time. I'm here today because I'm tired of the drama, I'm tired of the bullying, and I'm tired of the silent innuendos, the blatant comments this week, this month, for years now. We're talking almost 5 years in the making. Why is it with almost 99% accuracy, everyone else in the YouTube community always seems to be the problem, while one man remains innocent, collecting all the checks? I have been quiet, and this has been years in the making. This has been years in the making. I've been silent because I was alone. I was silent until I saw a gay bashing video this last week. If you know, you guys know, Guapo shared a video to his community page, and we are knee deep in the middle of Pride Month. And more importantly than that, my mother, God rest her soul, and my daughter are both gay. You guys might know that. I helped my daughter come out of the closet. And I don't think gay people are any less of a human, or anybody should hold them in any way standard that they are above them, you know, because that, to me, unacceptable, right? I held my mother as she passed. She took her last breath right in front of me in a coma. Due mainly to her drug addiction. She had, as you guys may have known, both of my parents were drug addicts. They were for most of their life. And my mother had a coma and a bad heart and everything that transpired due to drugs. And I hear this calling people drug addicts, calling people a drug addict, you know what I mean? Is unacceptable to me because we know, I see it a lot in YouTube. We make fun of, oh, I bought drug addict storage unit, and it tends to be like a joke almost, you know what I mean? But drug addicts are humans too. I've known many, they're great people, no different than a non-doing drug addict person, you know what I mean? And these things have pushed my buttons, you know what I mean? As I've heard these accusations thrown around while this beef goes across the YouTube community, spreading like wildfire. You know what I mean? Attention seeking, you know what I mean? And it's not a joke, you know what I mean? Gay bashing, calling people drug addicts, you know what I mean? We all have done wrong things, and some of us have a deep history all over the internet you could find. A very dangerous place, you know what I mean? You can spend all the money you want to hide it, but it doesn't necessarily work. As I've heard these accusations thrown around about people in this beef, it seems to be a joke for views and sympathy and more. I would believe a true Christian would not look down on others. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not the most number one Christian in the world, you know what I'm saying? But I've never claimed to be either. But I believe that that's not the Christian way. That's not what God would want, you know what I mean? That's not how God carried himself, you know? And especially those with dark histories. Those with dark histories, you know, they say you don't throw stones in a glass house. Not wise, you know what I mean? That's not what God had in plans. As well, I don't believe that smoking weed makes you a drug addict. You know what I mean? I believe that's the best thing he could probably throw on somebody. But I myself smoke weed. I've never considered myself a drug addict. I've dabbled in it, you know. I mean, I did more than, hey, I'm pretty sure there's a few of you in the chat that have probably smoked marijuana in your life. Do you consider yourself a drug addict? I saw Storage Stalker said nice shirt, or Locker Nuts did. What do you think? All for love, love for all? What's up? You know the Pirate's all about love, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's so legally, across the state, across the world, across the country, legally. You walk in the store, you walk out. That doesn't make a person a drug addict. You know what I mean? So yeah, with that being said, I've sat back and done nothing because, you know, there was a point in my life where I was worried about what may be taken from me. You know what I mean? And many suggested me just let it go. You know what I mean? But you sit back and you watch and you watch and you listen, you hear stuff. I get messages all the time, so this, whatever, you know. So yeah, because they're so many sat back and done nothing because they're more worried about losing something than doing what they know is right. I find that weak. Despite my love for many people and my respect for them, I'm very disappointed that many take the low road and let people bully others. You know what I mean? That's just ridiculous. I've never been that type of person. You walk out of a convenience store and you see a man beating a woman randomly. Are you going to sit there and watch it? Or are you going to do something? You're going to get in your car and take a photo? You know what I mean? You see a person picking on an elderly person. You're just going to stand back and watch it? You know? You're going to do something about it? That's the world we live in. A lot of people just turn the other cheek. It don't affect them. That's a bad thing in my opinion. You know what I mean? I've been very disappointed. I want to say I commend Storage Legends. Somebody tag Storage Legends. If you guys don't see them, Storage Legends, are you in the chat? Are you in the chat, Storage Legends? Shout out to my Safeway Select seltzer water, bringing me bubbles. You know what I mean? I want to say I commend him for taking a stand, which I truly hope is a real stand. You know what I mean? I hope it's not an attempt to gain attention side by the devil and just keep things going. I'm going to be very disappointed if that's what it comes down to. You know what I mean? When I was in a position like this, I was all alone. I did not have anybody to speak up for me. I did not have anybody to stand by my side because no one wanted to do that. They were more worried about their views and whatever. And I can understand that. You know what I mean? I understand that. I don't let tyranny myself personally prevail. I have listened to so many people tell me stories, the histories of dealing with these individuals. A man I once called my friend. A man I was once called my friend. There was a point when I considered him one of the closest people in the world to me. You know what I mean? And then he turned on me. He turned on me. He requested me to make some decisions that were not adequate for the safety of myself, the financial value of myself, and what should be, because somebody was playing some serious games with my money. So yeah, he turned on me in a time when another so-called friend robbed me heavily, basically, what was mine. At a time when I was homeless, living in my car. I was in my car. You guys remember, I was homeless in a car doing all of this that I do now, then, with full custody of my children, living in a car, grasping in every direction to do the right thing, but showing you guys nothing but transparency. I've never once lied to y'all. I have never once hid a damn thing from y'all. I have never once cared what anybody thinks about me for a view. I've never chased views for the most important value of everything I do. You know what I mean? And so at this time, I was living my car. This was my reality and the real story of what happened to the Great Storage Collab, the team that I once assembled and how this all dissipated. The entire story, if you don't even need to read my words, you can just go back and watch in YouTube history. You can see a great time with a lot of great people doing a lot of great things and then absolute silence for most because no one wanted to talk about it and we all just looked the other way, including myself. Dating back to 2019, I want to say this clearly, first and foremost, that they say it's easier to fool a man than convince a man he's been fooled. And I understand that the psychology of that statement has kept me pretty much silent and not caring until these gay bashing videos traveled the internet. And it triggered me. It triggered me in a sense because, as I said, my mother was gay. No problem with that. I held her lifeless body till she took her last breath. My daughter is gay. I am literally the person who pushed her out of the closet and told her to stop hiding it. Stop giving a fuck what anybody thinks about you or what they may say. I don't care if it's your grandma, your mother, your uncle, your brother, a stranger on the road. No one's going to be able to judge you unless you allow them to, you know what I mean? And I take that very seriously. Seeing these videos travel around freely with absolute gay bashing during the month of Pride has just blown my mind. The absolute tyranny that people are getting away with, you know what I mean? You talked to me when I was going through my roughest time in life. Love you, Mike. You know what I'm talking about, Storage Prospect. You might empathize for this story, buddy, that it's about to unfold. Anyway, I am personally not this type to sit back and watch someone I care about be destroyed by someone else and just let it be. I can't stand bullies and I hate narcissistic people. Whether the germ is the actual N-word or not, that's not my place to define. I am not a psychologist. I am not a person to default anybody's character. But it isn't hard to call him a bully. I can say that openly and freely. In my opinion, he is a goddamn bully. Pardon my French. I'm heated and I'm telling you all a real story and I'm going to keep it 100. Okay? I've never seen anyone on YouTube have so many problems with so many channels. I've never seen another person from the top to bottom have so many problems with so many people. It blows my mind, okay? And my name has been thrown around a lot over the years. One of the things that really triggered me, which we're going to touch on that throughout this story, is being told that I'm drama and being told that I was cut out of people's lives. And we are going to absolutely crush that right here, right now, before the end of this, because no one has cut me out of their life. I did the snipping. I, Storage Auction Pirate, did the snipping, okay? While playing the victim and accusing other people full of drama, being liars, being crazy, being drug addicts, and more, okay? Words they have spoken in my direction on more than one occasion and other people that I know in their lives. But it gets miraculously removed. You talk a gang of shit and act like a badass. And again, I'm going to cuss and I don't care about the YouTube monetization. And I don't care if it pisses anybody off. This is the real me and I cuss. I get tired of the whole PC stuff. And I hope y'all just bear with it. That's all we're going to say here today. You know what I mean? And these words have been spoken in my direction and they miraculously disappear. How do you start a live off and you say, oh, pirates are liars? And then you don't have the cojones to leave it on there. The show's over and you delete it after you played your little subliminal messaging. I've seen it all. People have told me. I don't watch the person. I really don't. I'm a grudge-free person. I don't care what anybody does. I don't care if you're my worst enemy. I still got nothing but love for you, and I will hope one day that you could change. That is the person I am. You will grow up. You will learn to take accountability. You will learn to take responsibility and stand with people instead of above people. You know what I'm saying? And it gets old watching that little editing, you know what I mean? As you can clearly see from just watching the videos from your favorite channels, you know what I mean? Just watch your favorite channels. We are all still friends. Still attend each other's lives. We still throw out the shout outs. We still remain good friends. Wade's Ventures. I created AA with him. The show that you have watched all of these guys try to continue on. That was my show. I created that. I brought Wade into it. Furthermore, we are still buddies. You saw us at the resale remix. You know what I'm talking about? I got this stuff wrote out to help me keep myself in focus here. You know what I mean? We still, okay, before we invite others, here we go. Before we invited others in the mix, boom, was our show. Storage Stalker. You see him and I raise our kids together. We don't just make videos. We don't just buy a storage unit for the view. You watch us raise our children together to this day. We're actually leaving tomorrow morning for camping. My two youngest and his two oldest are very close. We have a life far beyond just making views. You know what I'm talking about? Locker Nuts. Still talk to Jack on a regular basis. You guys see in his flea market videos. He sells in my spots. He goes on the flea market the days I don't come and he uses my reservations. Not that that's a big difference, but the point I'm making is that we're still like peas and carrots. You know what I'm talking about? Jeebus, we speak on a regular basis. Treasure hunting with Jeebus. If you remember, you guys don't have to spam out comments. If they're bad like that, Mama G, feel free to, but also let people have an opinion. I am for freedom of speech. Jeebus, I owe my life to for many years. If you guys remember when we met in the collab, I didn't tell the collab I was homeless. But after he left, I told him I was homeless, and the man came back and rented a home and let me and my kids live with him. That is very pivotal in the change in my life because it leads up to where this story goes. If it wasn't for that moment of me living with him, I probably would have not have saved a few bucks, got enough money to make the things that changed my life and move forward. We've remained friends since day one. Renee, love Renee. I watch him regularly on Whatnot. Shout out to him, probably arguably one of the best or number one card breakers on the Whatnot app. Fabulous dude. Brought him into our collab team. We are still friends to this day. Thrift Trader. Still a good friend of mine. Now goes by the Man vs. Mystery. He was alienated from our group. Reason being is he threw around questions about people's felonies and wanted to know if it was safe for us to all be friends. Some people couldn't handle that, and he was outcasted from our group. That's why you didn't see him on the group. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you don't know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. We're not gonna take this to that story. I'm telling my story. You should freaking know at this point. Okay. With that being said, and we all just press forward. I can go on and on from the biggest channels to the smallest channels on freaking YouTube. I can literally go down and down and down and down and down and down and down. Including just last year. Coincidentally, the fifth largest YouTuber in the entire world, largest grossing revenue, fifth largest grossing, made like 100 million last year, invited me and Jeebus to compete on their channel in a storage competition. Little old me, tiny little views. My channel don't kick like a lot of people's, and it don't bother me. Jeebus, way up here, views and everything. But who did Unspeakable invite on their channel? A liar and a person full of drama? Or did they invite Mr. Holier than Thou to compete on storages? That right there speaks volumes for itself, where my character stands, where I am as a person, where I am as a businessman, where I am as pirate. That in itself, they wouldn't invite just nobody on to compete in the world's biggest stage, fifth biggest channel. PewDiePie is not the fifth biggest channel. PewDiePie don't make that type of money no more. So yeah, Jeebus and I went there. We did not apply. We did not do anything that. We were picked. We were requested. We were scouted. And they were done that for a reason. If y'all missed that video, go to Unspeakable's channel after this live and watch it. Unspeakable is like, here's Mr. Beast. Here is like that little kid who makes Nickelodeon toys. Here's Unspeakable. Here's the rest of the world. Unspeakable is massive, okay? I ended up winning a trip to Hawaii. Took my family on vacation because I beat Jeebus in a competition. No offense, Jeebus, but I like to win. So yeah, let me see. I got this all written down because I want to make sure I don't forget what I have to say, and I want to say things on point. So I only know one person who has to continually create new friends. I only know one person who has to make channels that no one's ever heard of. Somebody, so they have somebody to build their ego, to make them look good. I only know one channel that does that. The rest of us, we're all still friends. We're all still buddies. You know what I mean? Recently, another creator, like I said, has become the victim of this warpath, this game of divide and conquer. And I commend him for being willing to stand up. A risk I've seen no one willing to take but myself. I was faced with this task a few years back. I was nervous. I was afraid to do it because at the time, YouTube was my main source of income. It wasn't massive, but it's nothing what I make in reselling now. I took my reselling game to levels you guys would... we don't need to talk about that. But at that time, reselling wasn't much of my income. It was YouTube, right? I was focused on that heavily. And I was faced with that task, and I didn't want to mess it up, right? I was afraid of what may happen because there is sabotage. We will touch on that here much later. And how this person treated me. How this person treated me at the time after I was seeking help. I reached out to the germ with compassion, with integrity, with honesty, and asked for what we are about to hear anyway. After the big collab that I had orchestrated back then we originally met, I developed another plan to meet at the Crimes House. We were going to go to their warehouse for a great collab. We spent a year in the making this plan. It took a lot of effort. We all scheduled time. We had talked about it. We finally outed it. And I could understand one's frustration to being upset that I decided not to go, that I backed out. I can understand that. Life is full of setbacks. Comfort causes failure. So when you head on with the comfort, then make it discomfort, you do what's right, we can fix that. That wasn't an option, right? I was homeless. Living on my streets. I hit a major locker. Right after Jeebus let me move in, I save. I bought a unit for $1,000, hit the gold jackpot, scrapped it the next day, got $7,000 in my pocket, and I bought the $7,000 locker. I trusted a man I thought was my friend. I didn't realize I was facing a total financial raping by the Crimes. And all, you guys, how many of y'all, raise your hands, have you seen the $7,000 locker back in the day? Possibly the greatest unit ever put on YouTube. How many of y'all have seen that video? How many of y'all have seen that video? In all, I basically received about $24,000 for that video, for that unit. $24,000. Does that even make sense to y'all? Does that make sense after knowing what that unit was that only got put $24,000 in my pocket? Does that make any sense? Because I don't. I think that was a few $100,000 lick. I ended up with $24,000, give or take, for what was the best unit I ever had. I never had the rest of my stuff sold. When I backed out, the right thing wasn't done. I waited 4 years from that moment for Germ and Crimes to do the right thing. I've waited 4 freaking years. I've given them opportunity. Yes, I was pissed. Yes, I've spoke, but I've allowed both those men to do the right thing. My number's never been changed. I've never blocked either one of those guys. At some point, you think God would direct you in the manner to do the right thing. I would just presume that, because I always direct myself in the direction of doing the right thing. Whether I'm an asshat, done the wrong thing, whatever the case, I always take care of what's right. So yeah, which I didn't know what was about to happen. But I was sure praying for the right thing to be done. I can't eat right now.
Okay, I'll just put it in here.
All right. Upon being pissed at the agreements made, not being followed, to be manipulated, and to keep the money that was meant for me, I was never aware that this person was knee-deep in a bankruptcy. I was never told that. That's something you're supposed to obligate to a person you're doing business with, that you filed a bankruptcy saying that your business has been shut for years, you don't make money. You don't tell a person you're set making $2 million this year and $5 million next year, and you will handle their stuff with the utmost care. That shit pissed me off to no end. I found that out afterwards. I found that after being taken for. Afterwards. So I was never aware of this. It led me to believe that he was making tons of money and what we were projecting. Storage Stalker was right there. Flew to Texas with me. Straight witness to this entire conversation that went down. I didn't know my entire fortune would be flopped and my money would be extracted. I went silent after that, because that's how I deal with things. I went silent with crimes after I received my payment, and I saw that what started to unfold. A man whose channel I literally created. If you guys know, from day one, I created the crimes channel. No one knew about the crimes. It was me. I brought him out of nowhere. I made sure that he had followers. I brought him into the collab, because that's the type of man I am. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for a shout out. I do it because when I see real people that I think are real, I want to see them succeed. That's who I am, okay? And I thought he was truly a friend, a God-loving Christian American. Who would ever think differently? Who would ever think, the guy fought for us in a country, supposedly, praises God, goes to church. You'd think he would be a great man, right? He would do the right thing. He would stick by his word. Heaven forbid I was wrong. You know what I mean? So yeah, I texted one of my besties immediately at the time. At the time, the Germ was one of my best friends in the world. I'll tell you right now. I had a handful of best friends. I finally met some people who'd done YouTube. At the time, I was the only person doing what I'm doing now. And I met friends, and I grew quick to them. You know what I mean? Storage Stalker and I were always close. Jack and I became friends after Storage Stalker and I met him. We found Jack with a handful of subs, and we became friends with him. And we reached out to these other people, and they became good freaking friends, And so, yeah. I want to make sure I don't lose my words. I texted him. I told him what was happening. I told him I can't go. I was like, look, bro, I can't go, Jeremy. I'm sorry. I cannot show up to this collab. Dude's playing with my money. I cannot do it, okay? And I said, we need a different plan. He tried to assure me it was all done out of purity. He told me it was all done for the love of God, almost word for word. And I was upset. He expected me to look the other way. He expected me to just let it go and believe in the situation. And we all know now what unfolded after they became best buds, and the lawsuits they've thrown around in community pages and everything forth going after that. We know that must not have been true. So yeah. I was truly upset. At this moment after this comment, which I never went ill on Jeremy. I never said a foul word to Jeremy. I never said nothing bad. I never called him names. I never disrespected him. All I did was went silent. What's up, Jeebus? My man, what's up? What's up? I never went silent, you know what I mean? Or I just went silent on him, because that's how I handle it. If I get mad at you, my best bet is the I already know me. I don't play games. Where I come from, lawsuits are not how you handle shit. That is not how we handle stuff where I come from. Trust and believe that. You know what I mean? So I just ghosted him. That's my best bet. That's who I am, and being a pirate, I know it's the best way to go. Who I was back then before I matured, even more dangerous. I would have made a bad move. I didn't want to make bad moves. I decided to go silent with the Germ, and that was the last combo I ever had with him. I separated myself from him, no matter what no one else tries to say. This recently, I was told he was on his somewhere spouting about how he cut ties with me and I'm drama. The truth of the matter is, no one ever snipped ties with me. I snipped ties with him. That is 100% the truth. Anything different, bullshit. Okay? I removed myself from the group chats. I immediately reached out to my good friends. Alex, Jeebus, Jack. Jack, who was already wanting to back out. He really wanted nothing to do with it. He was already 1 foot out, 1 foot in. Stalker and I was trying to bring him in. We was begging him to come to the collab because he just didn't care for the crimes. Is what the take I could have took, you know what I mean? I don't know. I can't speak for Jack. It's not my place, but that was what I gathered, you know? So, and then I told them I wasn't going to go. They read some of it in the group chat already. I'd spoken there, and oddly knowing what happened, they all just declined to not go. They backed out. Jeebus backed out. Alex backed out. The collab fell apart. And I guess I became a target. I guess I became the bearer of the reason this all transpired. Jack says, I never trusted busting crimes. Jack, I think it's the first time I've ever heard you talk smack on a YouTube live before. I think that was the very first right there. It really was. Coincidence? They just all broke up. I mean, decided to back out. Out of nowhere, I was spammed in every live. This is where my problem occurred. I was spammed on every live. Just coincidence. Do you guys think it was a coincidence that as soon as I back out, as soon as we stop talking, that every live across the entire world, I was discredited, slandering, multiple accounts. Jack would go live, they would get it. Stalker would go live. Jeebus would go live. Mama G would. Anybody live was all these fake accounts slandering me, calling me a pedophile, calling me a woman beater, calling me a thief. Every single chat across the world. There was even a collab done with the Dude Perfect unit they bought. They got a TMZ article. And again, I was slandered by the same accounts. The same accounts came out of nowhere, calling me a pedophile on a TMZ article, calling me a thief, all these stuff. I watched my daughter in the shower, saying that I beat my ex. Hello, I won full custody of court of my children in the state of California. That's unheard of. How bad of a human could I be winning full custody of my children in the state of California? But this is what I was faced against. And it drove me a little nuts. I was even accused of being on fake accounts. I remember one time Mama G was on a live and she got mad at me. Mama G and I weren't speaking at the time. She thought that I was targeting crimes. She said on a live, "Pirates, stop hiding on fake accounts, speaking as somebody else." And I told her flat out, "Mama G, Pirate don't hide. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks of me. When you hear me talk, there's a damn check mark next to my name. When I speak, you know it's for me because I ain't a pussy. I don't hide on fake accounts to make other people look bad. When Pirate speaks, and that's it. Anybody else on another account, it's fake. That's all there is to it." We became really good, closer friends after that. You know what I mean? That kind of changed her mind. She started to see things unfold, and her and I became closer, and I appreciate it. I respected her even when she was mad at me, but I still respect people now. That's just the type of person I am. So I dealt with this on every level. I traced trolls. I traced trolls' IP addresses to Dallas-Fort Worth area and remote locations in Ohio. It's a very simple task to do. There is actual ways to trace each one of these chats. Unless they're using an IP blocker, which then you might be able to be halted, but they still go to a certain vicinity, okay? So we traced that, and after that, it was just speculation. I can't pinpoint whose house it went to. I can't pinpoint whose exact phone it was, but it's real coincidence, huh? Real coincidence. This went on for a while. Then, again, like I said, the germ would go live and always talk about me. Pirates are liars. Pirates do this. Pirates a channel full of drama. That's why his channel's dead. All he does is talk about drama. That's really interesting. You ever see me sue anybody? You ever see me have a beef with anybody? You ever see me talk politics? You ever see me praise myself about everything I do? You ever see me have a problem with my neighbor? No. For a small time, they tried to keep an image of no issues, though. Moving at this point, this was a tough one for me. When this first happened, they created a show for the wives. It was a real strategic maneuver. They created a show for all the wives to be on. It bugged me, you know, because naturally at the time I was single. Jessica's here now, but you also know Jessica don't partake in my channel. She's a very recluse person. She don't like just being on the channel. At the time, they made a nice little channel, nice little views, and they had all the wives together pretending like everything was fine. All the while, no one was talking, you know, and that bugged me. Luckily, it ended shortly after because I know they were trying to play a little game with that. And I was very close to Guapo at that time as well. When this all went down, I was very close to Guapo. I reached out to Guapo. I was like, hey, put me on my show, AA. You know the one you stole from me. Put me on it. Let's go. Put me on with Jeremy. I think it'll be real fun. You know what Guapo told me? He said, I can't, man. The germ will probably get pissed and he will sabotage my channel the way he did yours. Even to this day, I have no disrespect towards Guapo. To this very moment, I don't hate him. I don't dislike him. I empathize him for now being in my position. But at the very time that this transpired, it was the last time I spoke to Guapo. It was everything I needed to know was going on. Now I see why what I would say would be thrust into the hands of the germ and he would attack people privately in messages because somebody was not being guided right. And I didn't tell the person to him. I understood what he was saying, but it pissed me off. You're going to sit here and tell me that you believe this is what transpired, but you're not going to do nothing about it? You're a getaway driver. You are a getaway driver. If you sit back and watch something's going on, you are just as much responsible for that situation because you ain't doing nothing about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, picking on old people and handicap, I get it. Trust me. The gay bashing video is it for me. You see it right here. All for love, love for all. The gay bashing video that Guapo shared recently is what sent me over the edge that I'm not going to be silent, and I sure in the hell ain't going to let nobody bully me. I ain't scared of lawyers. I ain't scared of lawyers. I ain't scared of cops. I might be scared of the dentist, but I don't know if he sends dentists after you. You know what I mean? So yeah, that immediately registered in my head, and I had to back down. I stopped being his friend. I went silent with Guapo for years. Recently, he appeared back in my whatnots. He would randomly come in my whatnots, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't have disrespect for Guapo. I showed him no disrespect whatsoever. You know what I mean? But I was sitting there like, Guapo, why don't you remember our last conversation? That's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm trying to sell it. I'm on whatnot like this. And he's like, hey, pirate. And I'm like, hello. But now, a couple months forward with this going on and listening to his story, hearing of his alienation, I get it. He was alone. I understand that. I've been there. And again, I hold no ill will to Guapo. None whatsoever. I know what it's like. Like I said, it's easier to fool a man than convince a man he's been fooled. So, yeah. Moving forward, that's a hard place to be. That's a hard place to be. And especially when you're close with everybody else around and you look like the problem. That is a tough place to be. I empathize for Guapo. You're not in an easy situation because those around, they're blinded by the Christian image, by the philanthropy that gets the views. First off, I'm never impressed by philanthropy. You can donate to anybody in the world. But when you do it for a view, I'm not impressed. It's just for a view and most likely a tax write-off. Most people who truly do philanthropy, they don't bring it up. They don't mention it. They don't tell the world. I've done many myself. Y'all don't know because I'm not here to profit off it. You know what I mean? No offense to YouTubers. I am one, but sometimes it is disgusting. You know what I mean? We shouldn't do things we shouldn't do good things just to get a view. You know what I mean? It gets old. So yeah, flash forward, it's hard to be in that position. And you're still close to everybody else. You now look like the outcast, the black sheep. You know what I mean? And I carry no grudge towards him, like I said. Heck, as I said, I carry no grudge to the germ. I carry no grudge whatsoever to the germ. Guapo, that's not you, because Storage Legends is not blocked on my channel. There's nobody blocked on my channel. I'm actually going to show you all. I've never once blocked the crimes. I've never blocked the germ. I actually removed George from my freaking moderator list. She was a moderator on my channel up until 2 weeks ago. Never removed her, because I don't give a fuck. I don't give any fucks. I left them all there to talk. At any point, you can come and talk about this story or invite me to discuss it, okay? You know what I mean? I've never been that way. So even after losing thousands and thousands of dollars and having half of my inventory disappear in a random mysterious fire, I don't carry a grudge. Well, did it disappear? Who really knows? I can't answer that, you know? Who will ever know if it was sold prior? Who knows? Who knows if it didn't get sold before it, right? I was offered $250, guys. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. It's on this phone. You're just going to take my word for it. I was going to show you all the email, but I screenshot it on the damn phone. I'm live. The insurance company reached out to me and offered me $250 for every single thing that I had disappear in the fire. over half of my inventory, including what didn't get paid, what didn't get listed, what was never listed. $250. Yeah. Anyone could watch the entire playlist of the $7,000 Galanch stem, and you can determine the value yourself. I'm not here to make numbers up. I know what I could have made, and I know what there was there, and I could have myself from eBay turned into $100,000 in like 2 months. How the hell Mr. Big Shot and his big auction was only able to hand me 24 grand, and my rest disappeared, and you offer me $250, bro? No. Real Unique. Anyone who discusses the life and encounters this, wait, let me make sure on my channel. Yep, we can go to check. There's a small list that you can cross-reference 30 videos. There's 30 videos of this unit, cross-referencing everything. I actually did a live in his warehouse. I showed every single item laid out. You could see the count. You could see what sold on a list he sent me, and you know what wasn't there, right? Anyway, Real Unique. Anyone who discusses the life and encounters of this, of the reality of the news of their life, of this person, gets a hush order. How is it that without certainty, everybody who speaks on this person gets a cease and desist? Real Unique. But you can go out and air everybody in the world's. I don't care for lawsuits. I don't care for legal drama. I literally just got done, like a month or so ago, shutting down a major reseller Ponzi scheme. I never made a video about that because I don't care to sell drama. It's not my style. Shout out to Commonwealth Picker, a good friend of mine, huge channel. Follow him if you don't already. Put me in contact. I ended up in the hands of the Stanford Law Team. I had the Stanford Law Team represent me. They shut down the multi-billion-dollar Ponzi scheme and had me removed. They were extracting sellers to pay and try to get out of court before they realized they wouldn't have to pay. And regardless, I didn't put a video about that. Commonwealth wanted to make one, and I kind of held back because I don't really like selling drama. It's not my style. You know what I mean? But I'm not scared of lawsuits. Like I said, Stanford Law just solved the problem for me. I will make a video. If you guys want to do it later on, if you guys want me to make a video about that, after this video, comment below. Not in the live right now because I don't have time to read it. Comment below after if you want to hear a story about how Stanford Law fought this big company for me and shut down their Ponzi scheme lawsuit of fear tactics. Anyway, it's not my style to sell drama. That's why I haven't made a video about it. Some make a living out of selling drama, preying on elderly and financially weak who can't represent themselves or afford lawyers, or they're just plain old and weak. Imagine being like a big old tough, I'm a big tough guy, I'm so cool, I'm gonna pick on elderly. What the hell, bro? Why is everybody you pick on gotta be somebody who can't fight for themselves? You know what I mean? Huh? I don't get it. You know? I've never seen somebody have so many problems in their life. How many, raise your hand. Does any of y'all have a neighbor? Do any of you know anybody who has a neighbor or a landlord? Do any of y'all, anybody in the chat ever have a landlord? A roommate? A neighbor? Have y'all ever seen somebody have so many freaking problems? How is it every landlord, every neighbor is sabotaging you? How are they always suing you? What kind of person do you have to be if everybody you come in contact with ends up in a lawsuit? Does that make any sense? What kind of neighbor are you? Ooh, I don't know. What a waste of taxpayers' money and dollars. You know what I mean? What's up, Pirate Pete? Your mom's an alcoholic. Let's go. In my opinion, it's a waste of money and time. Hell, let the cops in the law firm do their own thing. You know what I mean? That's a mockery of the judicial system in my eyes. It's a mockery of the judicial system in my eyes. Pick on somebody your own size. I'm about your height. I'm just saying. I'm about your height. You might have an inch on me, but you don't scare nobody in this household. You don't. Okay? That's what comes to my mind. They say in life and business, you're supposed to punch up. That's the way when you want to go somewhere, you punch up. You don't punch down. You look like a little bitch, like a little bully, always punching down. You might captivate a few audiences who don't see clearly, but the reality is that's what you look like. You know what I mean? I know social media thrives on attention. Trust me. YouTube has turned me off over the years. It has turned me off because I get disgusted at how desperate people are for views. It bugs me sometimes because that's all anybody cares about. Attention, the money that comes from it, etc., etc. It's freaking mind-boggling. I don't do this for views. I don't do none of this for views. I don't care if I get all the views or none. It don't make my money. Last year, I claimed $675,000 in 1099s. 75,000 was from views. 600,000 was from reselling. I don't claim, I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't do this for views. I don't do it to tell a story. I don't buy a $20,000 storage unit for a thumbnail. And just so you guys know, I will answer questions when this is over. We will talk about it. You guys could ask me whatever you want. I just want to finish getting through what I have to say. Okay? It's freaking mind-boggling. I do this because I love this storage business. The storage business needs Pirate. The one true honest voice that we've had since day one. The man who started it all. That's where I'm at. I do this because I need to stand for this business. I have thousands of friends who don't make videos. They feed their children on this business. They pay their rent. They don't pay their rent some months. This business has gone to shit because of content creation. That's the reality. People are so envisioned that it's all a jackpot and very little show loss. It has manipulated everything. I feel bad for a lot of people. Did we discuss Restore the Love? I invented Restore the Love, and it's a joke. It really is a joke. I hate to say it, Restore the Love is a joke. Every buyer across the country restores the love. We all buy units. We all give back the personal stuff. We all give back the photos. We all give the diplomas. I literally just spent $2,500 for 5 freaking months renting a unit for a woman who told me her son died, waiting for her to come up with the money. I'm now out $10,000 and I have out $2,500 for the rent. That is restores the love right there. That's the reality. It might captivate some people who don't know differently, but it's a joke. We all do it. Okay? Anyway, yeah. And that does hurt the entire storage business, what's been going on. It is what it is. I don't matter to me. I still respect everybody and I get it. But I do this because I got to keep my voice. That same voice I kept is why Storage Treasures reached out to me recently. And that is why Storage Treasures has realigned the rules that are coming out. Because I do what I do. They reached out to the truth of the business and they asked the truth of the business, how are we going to fix this problem? I love Lovers t-shirt. I got my Pride Month t-shirt on because I'm against gay bashing. 100%. Cannot stand it. So yeah, I've held so much in and focused so much on my piece for some time now, and I continue to keep focused on my piece, but I decided today I'm speaking against tyranny. I want to tell the story of my life, of what I lived through and still live through, and report on the news of this storage business, and report on my life. We are here at Pirate News headquarters telling you what I've lived through, okay? All tell the story of how, and then tell the story of how it all went. I don't care for bullies. I do not care for sabotage of others for personal gain. And I do not like people who cannot stick to their word. Do what's right financially to others. And I do not like people who don't take accountability and be real. I encourage anyone who deals with this type of bully and tyranny to speak up. Help someone who is bullied. If you see somebody dealing with this, have their back. Because trust me, it's hard to be alone. Okay? Share a video. If you see somebody sharing a video and it exposes somebody, share that bullying out. So the world knows what that person's like. I commend you and recommend you all do that, okay? Get the word out. Love thy neighbor and help thy neighbor. The germ, I challenge you, bro. I challenge you to do the right thing for once. Be a man you claim to be. You claim to be Mr. Christian, Mr. God-loving. Be that person. There is more to life than attention and money. There is character. There is genuineness. There is kindness and compassion. And I'm not talking about I donated some money to children because it looks good on YouTube and all the viewers think I'm great. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the behind the scenes, the off the camera. That's where you take it and be real. I challenge you to be real off the camera. Do something right, okay? Not the store-bought philanthropy, all that stuff. That's a great tax write-off. It really helps with all the money you make. I'm sure it's a great thing. We could all be true at learning to take accountability for your actions and be a man of your word. We all could have been friends this whole time. We all could have been such great friends this whole time if you wouldn't have been an asshat, acting like you cut people out. done the right thing. Because look where you are now with the crimes. We ain't seen none of them little storage Christian camp videos since when? What happened to that friendship? Maybe I was right. Maybe I was right. Was I freaking right? Was there a problem there? Oh my goodness. No grudge held and no demise projected. I hope the best for you. I hope you keep killing on YouTube. I hope you keep making that money, because it looks like your history will catch up with you one time if you don't change. It looks like if you don't start taking accountability at some time, it's going to catch up. If you need somebody to lean on, I'm there for you, bro. Way you were for me at one point, but you weren't genuine. I would be there for you because that's the type of man I am. Because I actually do what I think Jesus would do, believe it or not, because I'm probably the least religious person in our entire YouTube community. I don't claim a religion, and I don't dislike a religion. I am a man of peace and love, dark and light, and I would always do the right thing. I always look at what I should do as what Jesus would do, believe it or not. And I would always do the right thing, and I would never let anybody suffer, no matter how much of my enemy they were. It's crazy. You know what I mean? I don't carry grudges. I don't seek revenge. I believe humans make mistakes and they aren't equipped with the tools to fix them or have the ability. They don't know better. Their ego is so high up there, they don't know the difference. You know what I mean? Forgiveness is always the most purest route, because that's what Jesus would do. Jesus forgives. Jesus loves. He doesn't gay bash. He doesn't do it. You know what I mean? Put it aside. Forgiveness is always the most pierced route in the waters that my ship sails. I don't revenge. I just cut ties. That's why I go silent. That's why I had to cut you out of my life 4.5 years ago, because you would not see what was really going on. I know you've learned now. Communication is always possible. Like I said, I've given these men almost 5 years to do the right thing. Literally, financially, verbally, physically. I didn't block anybody from YouTube. I didn't block anybody from Facebook. Mama G will tell you, I tell her all the time, don't block people when I'm live. I want to let them, if they're talking like really weird stuff, yeah. But if they're being honest, don't block them. I'm not scared. I literally just removed George from my moderatorship 2 weeks ago. I didn't even know I left her on there. So she's actually been a mod on my channel for almost 5 years, because I don't care. You know what I mean? I'll show, if you guys want, I'll show you my block list. I ain't scared. I'll show you my block list. Ain't none of those guys on there. Guapo was never on my block list. Nobody has ever been on my block list. My number ain't changed. I didn't block you on my cell phone. Why is that? Because I ain't scared of nothing. Nothing any of y'all will ever say about me or do to me. Not one bit. When you see somebody continually blocking people, there's a reason why. They are deathly afraid of what somebody may say. That's where y'all gotta watch. Their voice has always been able to speak. Their numbers ain't been blocked, you know what I mean? The right thing could have been done so many times. So much time and energy has been wasted. So much time has been wasted. Whew! Not just from us as creators, not just from our friendships in a circle, but y'all. Y'all have lost out more. The community has been robbed of what they really wanted to see. I just want to see a show of hands. How many of y'all wanted all of us to remain friends? How many of y'all wanted us to keep making videos together? How many of you wanted to see this for so long? Because it's y'all who was robbed. That's my opinion. And how much could we have grown together, bro? Whoo! The unity that they deserved, just as we all did. We could have, look how we've grown divided. Look how far each of us has grown divided. Imagine where we would be now if we stayed together. We would be like Mr. Beast, that chick who makes freaking Nickelodeon toy reviews, and Unspeakable. That's where we probably would have been if we stayed together. Whoo, this is my story. That's what I gotta say. Reporting live from Pirate News headquarters. Let's freaking go. You guys got any questions? Question and answer time. Question and answer time. Like I said, it ain't my place. I'm not here to make people look bad. I don't care for that. People do a great job of their own. But I'll be damned if anybody's going to try to make me look bad try to make me look like they did the something, like they cut somebody out, like everybody else is the problem. Careful what tree you knock on, because it will knock back. Yeah, I would like, Ed, I'm still the reigning champion, and I will always be the reigning champion of the East-West collab, because you have to beat the man to be the man. And for that, I will forever be the reigning champion. How you guys like some seltzer water? Mixed berry. Woo! What happened? Lovely, you'll have to watch. Recently, Guapo and the Germ seemed to have a breakup. Been spreading a lot of things around the internet. And I was brought into the mix shortly. I heard some things, and I also feel bad for Guapo. And I heard that somebody kept saying that they had to cut me out of their life, and I wanted y'all to know what really happened. I've been trying to avoid the drama, but I wanted y'all to know what happened, so this is my story. I got blocked by a few people. Nightmares auditors, what'd you say? Because sometimes people do block people for very good reasons. If you're out there talking shit on the internet, you're probably going to get blocked. Most people aren't like me. There are people who end up blocked if they say inappropriate things, but the average person is going to get blocked because the world is full of hate. That's all a lot of people spread on the internet. I hate drama. Me too. I hate drama. I'm tired of it. But I'm also not the type to just sit back and pussyfoot around. Too many people are more worried about looking bad than doing the right thing. Mike, your son will be the best in the business. Let's go. Like I said, I don't want to be the best, but I will damn for sure position my son to be there. I've been training my son for years. My son has started to be a reseller since day one, and now he's buying out $20,000 toy collections and stuff. You know what I mean? And that's more important to me. Look at that. Speak of the troll. You know what I mean? And that's more important to me. I'm not trying to be the one to shine, but I'll watch my son shine. I'll train my son up every word I could. I tried with my daughter, but she couldn't take up reselling. She didn't have the passion. Y'all have seen my son run wild with it for a year and a half. Let me get a W in the chat for my son, Sticks Picks, guys. Still need a West Coast, East Coast meetup on here. Coast, Pirate, Stalker, Nuts, Jeebus, Commonwealth. Yeah, shout out to Jeebus for his Royal Rumble. I told him it was rigged naturally because I didn't win, and there's no way all those guys beat me, and I would love to do it in real life. I'll challenge every one of them to a real-life Royal Rumble. Uncle Michael says he got to be in it too. I'm going to watch, but I need more info. I love Guapo, and I think that he is hurt. I think that some of his energy is hurt. It's very personal, but then there's also belief. Imagine you finally had the wool lifted off your eyes. And now you're like, fuck. Holy shit. Pirate said this, and I didn't listen to him. So-and-so said this, and I didn't listen. I didn't believe it. So I feel bad for him. I'm still cool with Guapo. I've spoke to him recently. And again, I never disrespected Guapo or the Germ. I just stepped back. When Guapo told me he was afraid of his channel being sabotaged the way mine was, I just had to cut him out of my life. It's not because I hate him. It's not because I think Guapo's a bad person. It's because I understand that he's not seeing clearly, and he has now positioned himself to be a pawn against me in chess. And I'm not playing that game. I have to protect myself, my own peace. And that's nothing personal. Like I said, I love him. Even when I was not talking to him, I still loved him. I love the Germ. I'm not that type of person. I don't carry hate. I'm not here to sabotage my neighbor. I'm not here to sue my landlord. I'm not here to piss off the person who bought something from me. I'm not here to outcast anybody. I don't want to outcast anybody. I'm the captain of the ship. I run my ship a certain way, and we all have room to eat, and we all could do it peacefully. You know what I mean? If I blocked anyone on my YouTube, I wouldn't have anyone watching me. Let's go. What's up? Look at all these W's in the chat. Do we have any more questions, guys? The Rumble was awesome, but Jeebus rigged it. Jeebus, we need a real one. Let's do that, Jeebus. Let's get a real one going. Let's get a real one going. I'm down, Storage Stalker says. I'm going to be the ref, says Mama G. Mama G, you can't enter? Uncle Mike, how you doing? I think people need to stop telling Guapo to get over it. You know, I empathize for the situation Guapo's in. You can't tell somebody to get over. We all have different emotions. When you're mad, anger is when most people show true colors. Like the gay bashing video that pissed me off. Again, if you guys don't know it, go to Guapo's channel. You can watch it. That's what pissed me off. That showed you a man who couldn't control his anger anymore. And he showed you real colors. I learned a long time ago through therapy. I went through therapy. I went through chakra. I went through a Santeria specialist. I went to monks. I went everywhere across this world I can go to find peace with my childhood, with my life, so that I didn't live an angry life where I would make the wrong decisions. So when I get mad, I shut the fuck up. You can ask Jessica. She hates it. She hates it. Whenever we get in a fight, and we do get fight, we're all couples. We all fight. We get in fights, and sometimes I might not talk to her for 2 days because I know I'll say the wrong thing. And it bothers her. She doesn't like the silence. But that's what I learned to deal with myself. It keeps me from doing the wrong thing. If I ever get to the point where I know I might say a hateful word, I might make a bad decision, I just don't talk at all. And that's what I did for the last 4.5 years because I was pissed. You know what I mean? Raiders of the Lost Unit with the $5 tip there. I appreciate that. Let's go. Let's go. I'm looking for questions. Do we have any questions? Because I do got to eat dinner soon, and I got to go on a camping trip. Guys, we are going camping tomorrow with Storage Stalker. Both of my daughters, all 4 of flipping Storage Stalkers, and we're going to have a great time. If you guys want to vlog, I need to know if you want me to vlog this trip. I'm very true pirate. I eliminated him. No, you didn't, Michael. I actually fired you because you didn't avenge our family, and you lost after I was thrown out. So you're actually fired, Sticks Picks. I lost respect for the German when he said handicapped people can't do stuff that he does every day. I mean, it's a lot. I think sometimes the man does stuff just for the attention, just to drive y'all to hate on him, just for the comments, which is lame, bro. Like, how much money and views do you need that you got to embarrass yourself? Like I said, I challenge him to do the right thing. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that, do you guys agree? Wouldn't the germ be a much better person if he learned to put the ego aside? Learn to stop being like the best at everything and just the one to praise and just was real with everybody? Don't y'all think the germ would be so much better? He's a great guy. I know he has it in him. I've seen him. He's entertaining. I've talked to the man. He's smart. But wouldn't he be so much better if he just put all that aside and acted like a real man? I don't know. I don't know if you need some fatherly love. It is Father's Day, the germ. I'm great at being a dad. If you need some fatherly love, I got you, bro. I'm telling you, I got you. Yeah, for real. It's a pirate's life for me. I stats, how you doing? We've been busy. Sticks, Picks, and I, we've been busy with whatnot. We've been busy with storages. I do have more videos coming out. If you guys want to come hang out with us on whatnot, I did put the link in the description. I will be doing another $100,000 show soon. They are Marsha. I don't know that question. Whatever happened to Brandon and Lori? I don't know. Personal things, again, that's not my business to talk about people. For us newbies, can you throw up Gulp's link? Can anybody put Guapo's link? Mama G, can you share Guapo's link to his channel in the thing for Storage Legends? Storage Legends is what he goes by. I address him as his real name. Whatever happened to Harold? Oh, the dirtiest Englishman in the world? Harold moved up to Oregon, and we haven't seen him much.
You moved to Oregon?
I mean, Uncle Michael, see, Uncle Michael, you're my uncle, and I don't like the way you word that. See, when you say his day is coming, that's just willing something bad to happen to him. And like I tell you all the time, Uncle Michael, I don't wish for something to bad happen to the germ. What I wish is the man would open his eyes. What I wish is the man would understand what he could be instead of who he is. I don't wish for his day to come. You know what I mean? I witnessed it more than once, and it's 100% the truth. Let's go, Storage Stalker. I know. And like I said, I hold no grudge for people never discussing this. It was my battle to fight, and I get why people don't want to discuss it. But the reality is at some point, people need to discuss stuff. You know what I mean? Just thank you for sharing your side. I wanted to share my side because I'm really pissed at people saying they cut me out. Call me drama all you want. I don't care about names. Call me whatever you want to. But don't say you cut me out when I cut you out. Have a great trip. Oh, we're about to. Going to be a lot of Modelo's, a lot of lake life, maybe catch a fish. I got 4 metal detectors. I'm hoping for a metal detecting video. What are you looking at?
I don't know. Something. I said green dad. You don't have to call it all out. You're good.
Arla, you didn't have to remove that comment, whoever did. No, it has nothing to do with him hiring. I don't care if he hired Satan. I don't care if he hired my son. I don't care who he hires. What I care about is when he puts my name in his mouth and he tells stories to make the chat thinks he's Mr. Holier than now and he does all the right things. And I don't like gay bashing. Arla, if you might want to go watch this video on Guapo's channel, but he literally made a gay bashing video, and my mother is gay, God rest her soul, and my daughter is gay. And I don't fuck around with bullies, period. So yeah, don't bring me into some ex-dating girlfriend drama like that. Had nothing to do with that. I don't care if he was sleeping with Chapo. I don't care if George the Germ and Chapo were having threesomes. Not my business. Not my business. I don't care. But keep my name out your mouth when you're telling lies, okay?
What up, chat? Sorry, everybody. A lot of people say, "What up, Sticks? What's up?"
Metal detecting. I cannot wait to see you catch the man. I'm gonna just speed up the comments to get to the bottom. I want to be at the bottom. And your editor, yeah. What exactly? My editor is gay too. I love all people. I don't care if you're gay, straight, white, black, pink, yellow. You're on drugs. You're not. You've been to jail. You can turn your life around. I don't care. I love everybody because that's what Jesus would do, y'all. That's what Jesus would do. Jesus don't put himself above anybody. And if you are putting yourself above somebody, you need to pick up your book and reread it. Because that's the human ego coming into play. That's your perception of trying to twist the words and putting the way you want them to be heard. Jesus don't put himself above anybody. Equal.
What up, Bonito? What's up, every single person? I can't say what's up back to everybody. What's up?
Yeah, we're leaving in 12 hours to go camp. I'm freaking excited. I've been ready for 2 days, bro. I've been ready for 2 days to go camping. I told Jess, Alex, and Liz, I'll meet y'all there. I'm gonna get the campground ready because I need the hell out of Dodge. Woohoo! I'm excited. I love that about you, loving everyone. No, I do. Like I said, I don't carry a grudge. I have literally befriended people who have cost me everything. I'm not going to mention their names because I ain't here to sell drama. But I don't carry a grudge with anybody. I don't hate people. I don't wish people harm. I've amended things that we'll never discuss here. Pardon my French again. I apologize, guys. I don't make a habit of cussing on YouTube, but at the same time, cuss words are real. I've seen a lot of people use cuss words that act like they don't. I had to be real. I spent a few days writing this out. I have my iPad here. I wanted to make sure I got my point across, and I said what I said. I wanted to articulate myself properly. I knew if I just winged it, I wouldn't touch on this properly. Again, I have no ill will against the crimes. I have no ill will against the germs. I waited almost 5 years for either one of them to do the right thing. And I've come to the conclusion it'll never happen. So I just wanted to break the silence, you know what I mean? Y'all have any other questions? Can I get a W in the chat for my son? Alex, come get the groceries. Let's go, Alex. Go get them. Go get them. Go get them, storage stalker. I'm tired of the gems and the crimes. And Mama G, again, I think they can both turn it around. I have faith in them. You know what I mean? I have faith in the universe. I think they can both turn it around. I think they have it in them. They need to dust that little chip off their shoulder. They need to open their eyes and realize they ain't no better than anybody else and that they've made mistakes. Maybe apologize to a person or two and do the right thing. That's my personal opinion.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for all the W's.
Guys, we've been putting out hella videos lately. We really have. I've been giving you guys a little bit of everything. Storages, reselling, flea market. I'm trying to stay consistent. Don't miss them. Make sure your notifications are set to all heavily. Germ is like watching a school. Exactly. I'm willing to bet he was probably picked on a lot in school and possibly bullied around. And then now this is his time to do the right thing, and he's not. Instead of making amends and showing the world how not to be a bully, he has taken the dark side, quite like Anakin did in Star Wars. He could have been the greatest Jedi, but he didn't take the Force. He went to the dark side. And that is about where I think he is. Trying to be the bully, pretending to be the right guy for the good of everything, but instead he's actually following the footsteps of those who put him in the position that he is. If you can't apologize to people, and I don't mean like, say sorry for some bullshit stuff. I mean, if you can't genuinely accept accountability and responsibility, and Michael, tell him how big, I'm big on this, right? This is a personal topic around the house sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Accountability for your actions, learning to apologize, taking the next step. Everybody should be able to do that. And an ego is part of the problem. Good reference, thank you, Mama G. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Actually, Jack and I was talking about Star Wars the other day, and it was just in my head. Perfect example, you know what I mean? Hey, I used to live in your public storage by 7-Eleven. Didn't used to have stock pot. I used to have pink hair, bro. You used to live there? Who are you? Which one are you? I don't know. Who are you? Let me know. I never lived there, but I was there every day. That's where I met the love of my life, Jessica. If you all know, I found my love of my life and my greatest treasure in a storage unit, and it is Jessica. I met her at this storage unit, said person's talking about. Exactly 100. Are you 52 yet? No, Tim, I'm still not 52, my man. I met Tim at the Crimes warehouse, and he asked me if I was 52 years old, and we're going to say this all the time till I'm 52. How old am I? Because I don't even know how old I stopped counting.
Let me say, I think you're like 46 then.
I'm either 44 or 45. I'm sure in the hell not 46.
Oh, well, okay, 45. I was pretty close.
We had that little white dog, Crazy Girlfriend. Crazy Girlfriend is a hard one to answer because everybody has a crazy girlfriend. Did you have kind of poofy curly hair and you looked like Sideshow Bob? No? I don't know. And then your girlfriend was really crazy? I don't know. Absolutely, Pyro. We are going through that right now, taking responsibility and counting. Okay, I've known religious people to be way more judgmental. See, I can't neither agree or confirm.
You said, yeah.
I had a feeling. He used to walk in and out of the storage all the time. I remember him. My Stockpot, my girlfriend's the manager of the storage. The woman who lives with me now, my love of my life, she's actually the manager there. She don't work there no more. I convinced her to quit. I bribed her to quit. I said, hey, give up this life of work and let's just take over the world, you know? And we've been doing it every day since. You know what I mean? And I think I still see that girl even crazier on the streets of Martinez. I hate to say it, but if you're who I'm talking about and she's who I think I still see her and she's gone further down, and that's sad, bro. And if you're doing good, that's pretty awesome. If you've changed your life since that point too. 49 waiting C-top month this year. Let's go. Are you Christian? JT Anthony. For honesty and transparency, a lot of people have asked me over the years, and I've wondered if there's a point to ask that to make me look bad, but I can't call myself anything. I can't call myself anything, JT Anthony. I like to be honest. I believe in love. I believe the opposite is hate. I believe in light. I believe the opposite of that is dark. I believe that there is a God. I call it the universe. Some people just call it God. I call it the universe. I believe as you focus what you want, you do the right thing, you love thy neighbor, and things go well. When you veer from that, eventually it comes back and bites your ass. I don't have a specific religion because I've chased many different avenues. Like I said, I've dabbled in Buddhism and monks. I've gone to church and believed in Christianity and God. I've done every type of avenue. I've done chakra. I've done Reiki. I've traveled so many different ways to get answers to figure out really what is right. And they all lead back to the same thing. You know? I believe in a celestial being. Yeah. I believe the universe is God. And that could be the God some of us speak of. I don't know. I just don't believe in what I'm told. I believe everything that we have been told has been manipulated, twisted for an agenda. And for that, I have a hard time believing anything. That is my 100%, not Buddhism, Buddhism. I am a Christian, but I don't believe I am better than those who aren't. Kathy, that's what I'm talking about. I appreciate you because that's the way it should be. And I'm not saying all Christians are that way. I'm not saying that at all. Or any other religious factor. But the problem is that's where the problem starts. If you believe you're better than anybody else, you got a problem. Because you aren't, you know what I mean? The Rock ain't better than any other wrestler just because he makes billions, you know what I mean? The president ain't better than any other president because he's the president. Michael Jordan ain't better than just, you know what I mean? I know those are good analogies, but ain't nobody better than anybody else. We're all equal. Some of us make better decisions. And we take accountability better, which positions us in a better place moving forward, okay? Any other questions? Any other questions? Let me get a heart emoji in the chat if you just believe in love. If you believe in love and believe in the right thing, everybody just spam the chat with hearts. Because that's what it should be. This is the real restorage, the love. This is the re-storage love I'm trying to do. The storage love. What's up, Jeebus, again in the chat with the heart. This is the real re-storage love right here. Fixing this community, fixing the YouTube storage community, and what we all enjoy. Like I said, do y'all agree we was robbed of what we should have had? I know the chat would have loved a lot more things than what they got. I appreciate all of y'all for coming here today. I hope I didn't pay. What's up, Mikey Bags of Money? What's up, my man? I appreciate y'all for being here. I appreciate you listening to my story again. I wasn't here to chastise. I'm sure a few people thought they was gonna get me to hear me to say some stuff, and they was gonna be able to play games with me. Oh no, I'm not stupid, and I don't wish no harm against you. Like I said, I don't wish no harm. I hope someday you fix these problems you've created with a lot of people and do the right thing. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna get up out of here. I love y'all. And what?
Should have raised some